All right, we have a public text chat. If people want to go in that one to type anything out that are muted or don't want to talk or anything like that. So I guess we'll go ahead and get started. Um, Please bear with me because I suck at this stuff. I really do.
I
Um,
believe in you.
Thanks. Okay, so what we're going to go over first is some of the rule updates that we had. We had a couple incidents, and this is going to be something that we're constantly updating because rules, we find things that people have, found a way around, or just need to update the verbiage. That way everybody knows what's going on. If you look in the PvP rule update, there is one that says there's a compliance with demands is not required. Sorry, that's my phone. Basically, what it means is that if somebody comes up to you and says, "I want you to say this, or I'm going to kill you," you don't have to comply with that, and that is not an opt-in to PvP. So if they say something about, hey, we're gonna, you know, stop saying whatever you're gonna be saying, and if you don't, we're gonna kill you, or we're gonna fight. Just because you don't do that doesn't mean that you're opting into the PvP, and that was one of the rules we kind of overlooked, so we added that in. You could be an asshole if you want to, just don't take it too far, if that makes sense. But not complying with somebody's demands or orders is not opting into the PvP. So if you feel like you need to be a little bit safer, you can do that. Also, just generally don't be an asshole in game or out of game. But I mean, there are those characters, so that's one thing that we are keeping a close eye on because it is a thing, and it's not just one person or one situation that sparked this. We just want to make sure that everybody is clear on that rule because it is a big rule, especially with the PvP that we do have on the server. Any questions?
I'm good.
Okay. Moving on, just a couple of generalization of the rules. Breaking character immersion. Obviously, don't talk about things out of character. In character, we do slip up and say names and things like that. Just try to stay in character at all times. Your character only knows up to what you have allowed them to know. And yes, there's some characters that are from modern times. There's some characters from previous times, medieval times, things like that. Obviously, a person that is from the medieval times is not going to know much about electronics, and that's where we all can learn about things and figure out how to use them over time. But obviously, stay in your character. What you know is what you know, and that's a good rule to follow. Radio chat and local game and local chat. The radio is considered a real radio. It's considered voice only. Whatever you type is what you would say in your voice. Do not use emojis or icons on the radio or in local chats. You can do emoting as such as like in quotation marks or parentheses, cries, or takes hand or stuff like that, but that's only in local chat. Like I said, there's no particular incident. It's just a reminder of all the rules. Since we have a bunch of new people here, it's things that we can go ahead and take care of with just a generalization of everybody. Okay. The next thing we're gonna go over is the support. We have me as the in-game support and also Luca. She is currently in the process of being trained as to how to do things in game. We do have community moderators that can answer questions or anything like that, but they are not able to do things in game as far as admin abilities as of yet. We're going to be adding more people as soon as we can, but as of right now, it's just me and Luca and Code that can do the in-game admin stuff. What we can do is reassign dinos and structures, do a mistake when leaving and joining a tribe, demolish structures, which we've done that several times on the server because there's nobody been there or they've left the server completely. We also do whitelisting. Any of the moderators can help with any Discord related task. Community standards and values. If you have any questions, feel free to ask any of the community moderators or me or Luca or Code. We will be more than happy to help. We can help resolve any conflicts that arise between characters or people in the Discord. We don't mind if you have a discussion or anything like that, but we don't really want, all the drama necessarily. I know it comes with people that are that have different what are they called? Difference of opinions. But we're all adults and we're all, human. We have emotions and things like that. So if we could just keep it civil, and that way we have some decency with everybody around. We also can issue the temporary bans. Now, you will have lots and lots of warnings when it comes to the bans. Well, not lots of warnings, but at least 3. We'll have a sit-down conversation with the person and make sure that we can see if we can fix what the issue is and give you a chance to show that you understand what kind of rule that you have broken, and see if we can move forward with a better way of doing things from that point on. What we do not do dino or characters being stuck unless I'm feeling absolutely positively very, very, very nice, which is kind of like all the time. We also do not do item recovery after dying or item recovery after due to a map in the glitch in the map. Sorry, words, how do they work? Again, that's only if people feel like doing that, because sometimes, we understand it. The game just sucks sometimes, but we'll try to help as much as we can. Anything that is related to the support channel, please do not message an admin or support volunteers, because this can result in a ban unless you're PMing them love or cookies. I love that little line. But I can't tell you how many times I've gotten a lot of PMs, and a lot of them are just, general questions that probably could be been answered in support. We've got a lot of people here that can help. No answers to questions, then maybe I don't see it because I do work 3rd shift. I do sleep quite a bit during the day when everybody seems to be more active in Discord. So asking that question in the support channel could get you a result a lot faster than just PMing me or PMing somebody else, or any of the moderators. So just, make sure you ask in support first and see if you can get the answer that you may need. If you see somebody that's listed in support, or that somebody is in the community moderator or support and they're not available, don't bug them, please. They are doing things probably in their real life. Obviously, we know that everybody has their own things that they do, but like I said, it all goes back to just ask and support for any help if you need, because somebody can come out and help you if you're stuck, or help you move a dino, or help get things, like basically the things that other people can help you with, except for the admin stuff. um, and as for right now, as for right now, there's only 2 people that can restart the server if down. We'll be adding Luca soon to being able to take care of the server in case there is some kind of crash. Ever since we've added the second restart during the middle of the day at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, things have seemed to not have crashed so much. We've also added a 15-minute save timer. So every 15 minutes, whenever you experience that rubber banding a little bit, that is the server saving their most recent update, like the world save. So that happens if we happen to crash and the server completely gets puzzled with whatever, for whatever reason, we can go back 15 minutes instead of an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. That just helps. It's kind of annoying, but it's a lot better than having to go back 2 hours after you've done tamed that 150, whatever it is, and you can't find it again. Another thing that we want to go over is with the eco decor. Please keep in mind to keep the decorations to a minimum. Just because you might have a beast computer doesn't mean that there are some people out there that don't have a beast computer and it could lag them. Just think of other people as you're decorating. Yes, you can make it pretty, but let's try to, keep the lag down for as many people as possible. And use common sense, because sometimes less is more when it comes to decorating. Let's see. Another thing I wanted to talk about is we have opened the boss fights, and they've been open. I don't know if anybody has realized this, but you can go fight the monkey and the spider if you so choose to. Was wanting to get your guys' input and feedback on that, and also, would you want the city or the hub or whatever you want to call it to lead that, and maybe see what we can do for you guys there, just so you guys can experience it. Not gonna say you're gonna come back in one piece, because you might not. But I want to open up everything and see, get questions, comments, concerns. That's all really the bullet points that I have. But if you guys just want to talk and see what's how your guys' seasons are going, get any comments, concerns, questions, anything, just kind of our open book. And I know Devil's in here, so she can help me with answering any questions that you guys may have. Feel free to type in the public chat if you guys don't want to talk. Because this is being recorded for those that are not here, so they can listen to it later and hear how horrible I can talk. All right. Any questions, comments, concerns?
Nope.
Nothing?
I've just been kind of sitting there trying to figure out what Code was alluding to on his stream about the big plans for next season. It's like, where are we gonna go? What character can I do?
Well, I mean, we're still quite a bit of ways away from the next season. We've got a couple of ideas bouncing around, but I can't really say much because, it's not set in stone. But as soon as we have something set in stone, we will definitely be able to give you guys fair warning, because we all know that our season started July. I can't remember exactly what day it started, but it started at the beginning of July. And we will have, you guys will have plenty of time. But the next time, okay, the 15th, so we're not even a month in. So the next time the new season rolls around, before then, we will actually have the map set, the mod list, like we did this time. You guys will know exactly when the wipe date is. And, you guys will know exactly what we're planning. Not everything, but you guys will know.
Don't mention expansion next season, everyone will freak out and stop playing.
We're
Yeah.
still, we
Don't
still,
do that.
we still got like 2.5 months, so we're fine. Everybody knows.
What are you talking about? There's a lot of people that already have. The most people I've seen coming onto the server lately are like 10 or 12, and it was what, 20 or 30 or 40?
Hey, I have respectfully met 2 people in RP. Okay,
Well, there's a
That's
lot of
because you're hiding, man.
I'm
yeah
not hiding. I'm out in the middle of everywhere.
everywhere. Um, there's a lot of new games that are coming out. I know Rand has probably pulled a lot of people away.
Rend is garbage.
um, there's also just like so many newer games that people are coming out with that are pulling people away from Ark, and they might be just like a little bit, I guess, bored with how their role play is. That's why I want to do a little bit more of getting people together in one area. That way we can have some events and things like that and pull people back into the server, because it does get kind of stale when you're just RPing and breeding. And once we once we had actually opened up the breeding, it kind of like the RP kind of dropped a lot more.
Breeding is a life taker.
Yeah, we noticed like after the first week, the RP has really dropped because everybody's in their barns breeding. When I don't know about the new people, but when I work, because I work third shift, I go into spectator mode and I spectate a lot of people. So if you feel like you're being watched, it's most likely because of me. I am watching people just because it's something I can do to keep an eye on the server and also just see what everybody's up to.
Big sister is watching you.
Exactly. So, I see that there's a lot of people that are in their barns breeding, and I know some people are actually breeding and building and, you know, just setting up their RP and things like that. But we have seen a lot of people not pursuing any kind of RP because they're in their barns breeding. So what we're trying to do is trying to think of ways to get people together and see what we can do to make more RP.
Spawn bosses in their face.
Spawn bosses. That was something we did last season. On Ragnarok, I would actually spawn in like high level boss stuff. I guess you could call it. That first event was kind of a letdown. The second one,
We do not speak
this,
that first one.
Hey, it got everybody together and got them out doing stuff.
We cleared
so-
all of our projects, so we got some
Yeah.
new dinos, and then yeah,
I think Cyrus lost everything except for one Rex.
I lost. I lost my whole line of red Rexes except for the one I didn't pull out.
Yeah.
And then I lost it when I uninstalled Ark.
Next time Panda's on, ask her how I dealt with assholes on my servers.
Oh God.
I think we managed to spawn all 4 of the bosses in this one guy's face.
Oh my goodness.
It was just, yeah, it was cool.
But yeah, I think we need to figure out some kind of thing to pull the server together to get people talking and just more RP in a centralized location. It's like, anybody have any kind of like suggestions on things? Maybe like the boss fights. Would you guys be wanting to, you know, do something like that? I know that it's not like there's not really much to get from it, but you know, just having somebody take you in there and be like, hey, this is what you do, and you know, get the thrill of the hunt, I guess you could call it.
The only problem with boss fights is you kind of need bred animals, so it just kind of encourages more breeding.
Well, that's why I was gonna say that the city can do that. And everybody just join the city. Just make sure that you have something, that you have somebody at least in your tribe, or I can just pull you back into the tribe, or make an alliance or something like that. That way,
I am not evil.
you have
I'm
no
creative.
But it might be something we can look into as far as getting people together. Like, hey, we're going on a hunt for the biggest spider or the biggest ape. Who wants to come? Kind of thing.
I'm actually kind of curious if anybody's ever actually gone to the island that's set as the PvP zone.
Somebody lives there.
I've been around it.
I think it'd be fun to have like some kind of event on the PvP island.
Full
But-
contact terror bird racing.
I got the terror birds. I kept those covered.
Oh, thank you. Last time Danny jumped on a terror bird, she ended up slingshotted across the map underneath the floating island. No, thank you.
ARC space program.
Yeah. Here you go, Peter.
Oh, God. It totally was. Danny went off the top shelf all the way across the map, ping-ponged off the green obelisk, hit the floating island, ping-ponged back and forth between the island and the wall, and ended up below it in a school of sharks.
Oh, wow.
Extreme adventures.
I have seen her on so many different animals just like go shooting off, flying through the air on a ground mount. It's like, shit, where the fuck's she going?
Her butt is oppositely magnetically charged to the animals. And it just launches her.
The pixies love Danny. They love flinging her off this damn shelf.
Yes, somebody is organizing dodo fights, so that's there's I think that's Gaz. I'm pretty sure. I think I was hearing that. Yeah, he's organizing some dodo fights. We can also organize some other things to see if people would like to come around for that. I know we have a lot of EU players as well that would like to get in on this. So we just need to figure out some way to keep everybody entertained on the server and have some kind of like bigger arcing story like we did with the dragons last season. Towards the end we had a little fun with the dragons and kind of tortured the Niles because everybody liked to go to their house.
I mean, the center actually is one of those rare maps that has a good place to spawn in bosses, like either Half Burnt or the Volcano. If you just wanted to spawn them in and let people beat on them, or else they go wild for a little bit, that's a great place to do it at.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And you know, we also have the McQuetzal's boat that we're going to start taking out
Okay.
and advertising. So that's a good gathering place for people too. Hey, McQuetzal's is out tonight. We're going to this location.
Okay. I like this idea.
I just hate getting that damn thing to the location.
That reminds me.
Brick.
I need to spawn
Yeah.
in some more Quetzals.
No, the boat is 2 stories. It's got a play pad on the top where the kids can bounce. It's got a little bit of everything. So, a
Actually,
place for people to meet and talk, a place for the kids to play. Excellent food. James has gone over and above making the food.
You keep saying kid. That nope.
That's enough to turn you
Nope.
off.
I'm done. I'm done. You're good.
I mean, come on, it's an ARC version of McDonald's. What do you expect?
I actually like that idea. I don't know how to say your name. I'm very bad with names. So I'm just going to call you Arland. I really like that idea about the weekly paint workshops where people can paint on the canvases. And then I would actually like to have more art pieces in my collection. So that would be actually a really good idea. Just let people go wild and paint. I really like that.
The only thing I can paint is lewd stick figures.
I can't paint at all, so I really like to see everybody having be able to, take their time and do like some weird kind of thing that they can do.
Oh
Do a dinner party
Youthful
at the tower.
squids.
Yes.
I'll do a dinner party at the tower after I put the C4 charges in place. I mean,
You did make it in time for the meeting. I just went over some basic general information. This will actually be uploaded to YouTube after the meeting, so whatever you didn't miss or whatever you missed at the beginning, you can always go back and watch it up to the point where you made it in. Okay, so we have a few suggestions for things so we can do, and I really do like the floating island because I know that there's nobody living there. I do like the idea of like spawning a boss and saying, hey, somebody goes over there and kills that, they get some kind of reward. Bring me the whatever and I'll reward you very handsomely. But I do like that idea. Any comments, questions, concerns, any more ideas? I love hanging out with you guys, so I want to just hear from the community about how things are going, how you guys like what we're doing with the server, just different ideas.
I think it would be kind of neat if we put together a coliseum or something on the floating island if nobody's there to actually have some of these events at.
Okay, that's something I can definitely take a look at and see what we can do. And central bar, yeah, we can do that. We had a central bar last season.
There's a bar open.
But yeah,
it's been open every night, but people just ignore the radio.
Don't have a radio.
Well, there is a bar, and it's been open. Just saying.
Yeah, I think there's enough.
Photo fights are gonna be.
Yeah, I think there's a few bars on the server, and just finding the one to be open, that's gonna be one of the good things. But the one that Devil and Static have, we're probably gonna be good. Because I did have spied a little bit and saw the inside of the bar and some of the games that they have, and then the dodo fights, and then I was watching the night that Cyrus whooped Aiken's ass, and that was funny.
That was entertaining.
Oh, that's cool. But I do just want to hear like genuine or general blah, 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 general feedback of how you guys think your season's going. Like, just talk to me, guys. I missed you all so much. Talk to me.
It's going great. No one's around and it's quiet.
Except for Bikini Goddess.
Starting to get to the point where we're going out more because we've got the house built up, everything going. We went through and filled a bunch of pallets full of supplies so we don't have to constantly go out and grab crap. And we built a smokehouse so we can actually have jerky to put in our thing. And people are like, oh, you should sell the jerky too. It's like, okay.
Oh God, you should. How much jerky were you getting yesterday?
I gathered about 300 and something regular cooked meat jerky and almost 100 prime meat jerky.
Oh wow. Yeah, I have a lot of crops and a lot of jerky because I'm kind of efficient. So everything is kind of like an assembly line when I have it. But I was also gonna ask you guys, would you guys be okay with me putting like an ice box that has veggies in it and like maybe donating it to the city to see for those that don't have the stuff to make kibble, or just don't really have the time to make the kibble.
Works for me. I mean,
I really don't tame anything, so.
And hell, that would give us a spot to drop off our excess of vegetables.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just there be the eggs there. We can put like a cauldron. I think I'm not sure if I have a cauldron there, but we could.
Yeah, the cauldron will do it.
Okay. Yeah. I have like a bunch of crops that I can put in the ice box, and I can also give up some of the jerky that I have because I have like a crap ton.
I am the worst Ark player ever. I really am. I tame like 4 animals and that's it for the entire season.
Well, then you will never hit your dino limit, which is a good thing.
I think I tamed 6 this time just because I tamed 2 dodos. I was like, I should have a chicken coop.
Sorry, Luca.
Blame Luca. Wait, what?
She said when Discord wakes you up because you forgot to mute it. She gets all the information. Okay, so we have that. I'm trying to think of other things that I wanted to talk about. Oh, community game night. Yay, nay, yes, no, maybe.
It could work.
We can play Trink Ball.
We can do that. But yeah, just like
Gallimimus jousting.
that would be
No.
fun.
Sheep jousting.
Sheep
Best
jousting.
one.
Sheep jousting. Well, Gallimimus jousting, so all 3 riders can have a lance.
Like community game night where we have other games that's maybe we're getting kind of tired of, of playing a little bit of Ark and maybe we want to play something different. So try to see if, we can get a few people together. If anybody has Gang Beast or Left 4 Dead 2 or anything like that. Something to, be like, hey, let's go play something different because we don't want to play Ark right now. Give us a break. And I was just doing this thing with my hand that you guys couldn't see, so I was like, yeah, because I'm a dork.
I'll not comment. Lacey's been in my chat enough to know it's a good thing if I don't comment.
I've also been awake since like 8 o'clock last night. I just worked a 10-hour shift and I stayed up just to make sure I could record this for you guys because I was a derp and slept through the last one almost until the very end, and I suck at meetings, so here we go.
Yeah, but where's Dad at?
Dad is not able to make it. Dad went out for cigarettes.
And we'll never come back.
No, Dad.
Yeah, no. And Dad is fixing to leave on a vacation, his last vacation for the summer for his family. So like I always say, family comes first. That's the main important thing with this this whole community is if your family is here, your family needs you first. So family's always first. And we got you back. So maybe you guys can at code later on today and be like, we miss you, have fun on your trip thing. You have my permission to at him as many times as you want, and he's gonna yell at me for that. Just don't PM him, please. Rules and stuff. Don't PM him. Just at him at Discord. Blow up his phone.
think it's hilarious. I keep calling you mom, and I'm older.
I know. It's kind of a little weird, but I have accepted the role as a mom, so I'm okay with it.
I'll let you have it because even though I'm probably a whole lot older than most people on here, I'll let you have it. Yeah. Put it
Yeah,
this
that was
way,
a
my son is 37.
Oh wow. Yeah.
I noticed you put up such a hard fight there.
Yeah. Also we had a community movie night at the very end of the server the season last season. I know that I had a bunch of fun just listening or watching the movie and watching the chat with you guys. We didn't say much in the Discord, so but I really did enjoy that, and I think that's something we could definitely do again and have more people to come in because I really liked that.
Okay, but it needs to be a hilariously bad movie.
We watched Jurassic Park, the first one, and just watching it with all of us Dino nerds made it a little bit better because I was actually very surprised by how the raptors sounded, their little clucking sound. How amazing it sounded, so close to the one in the actual game.
I'd like to see Lost World in a situation like that with a group. That could be fun. With Chris Pratt taming those four raptors. Oh my gosh.
Actually, I think they added that to Netflix because I saw it in my like new releases or like trending or whatever on Netflix. So I think that might be something we can do whenever everybody wants to sit down and watch a movie with me
Yeah,
together.
that that's a lot closer to what we're doing because I mean he's taming them, he's riding them, or he's riding a bike in front of them. But
But yeah, I think. Go ahead.
Nope.
and what was that? A mosa that comes up out of the water to eat that cow?
I've never seen it.
Oh, you're talking about Jurassic World.
Yeah, Jurassic World. The one with Chris Pratt.
Yeah, the Mosa comes up and eats the shark, and then also eats the Pteranodon and the chick that was supposed to be keeping track of the kids.
Oh
Yep.
God.
Spoiler, it's ruined now.
Ruined. Spoilers.
No, ruining it. Spoilers would be she runs away from the T-Rex and heals.
Oh, heals during
Oh,
heal
God.
during conflict and initiation? No.
Wow. I have an emote for that.
Was it cake?
Did she eat a
Better have
cake?
been cake.
There we go. There's my. I do have a spoilers emote.
Now, if you haven't seen it, I think you'd love it.
Yeah, she must have gotten a hold of the Keiko cakes.
Yeah, exactly.
Keiko cake is best cake.
I was surprised when I fed one of them to one of my animals and damn near healed the thing all the way up.
It has been made massively bugged. Like a year ago, you could feed him that, and you could actually kill someone's dino with like a negative 6,000 recipe. You could feed it to them and literally drop their dino.
Ugh. For all the newer people that have joined, right now we're taking any kind of questions, concerns, ideas to see whoever wants to talk about, like events or anything to, bring more RP to the server.
I think it might be fun if we come up with a reason for people to need to go to the PvP island.
I was thinking of something like that too. Not like just for a reason for somebody to build over there, but just a reason for something to happen there. Not necessarily like to build or anything like that. Just something to go there to have that active combat. That way you can choose, like, is it worth me going there to get this thing Or do I just, nah, I'm good.
I
Think
can
is
tell
he
you
okay?
right now, PvP Island, Danny would be going, uh, uh. But I think in the end she'd go, screw it, I got my gun. Let's go.
I've been having fun with the pissing contest between James and Arlen and I forget the other guy's name over the radio.
Jonathan.
Yeah, Jonathan.
What? You having a pissing contest with me?
More with Jonathan, but it's been funny because that first meeting, James was like, "What's wrong with these guys?" And now he's just like, "Oh, they're talking on the radio. Oh, just screw these guys."
Ah.
It's actually kind of fun to do the back and forth with Jonathan.
We need bad people, like not bad people, but evil people in the server. Makes you have a little bit more of a story. And not everybody can be like super nice, so it's good to have that kind of conflict and be like, oh, I don't really know what's going on, but this is getting good.
I think James and Danny are absolutely convinced that the Cult of the Tentacle are the bad guy.
I mean, by proxy. Maybe.
Well, they sound like bad guys, don't they?
All of this is batshit crazy. That's all I can tell.
It's all allegation.
Like
all
the first
allegation.
time I see him around, he goes to somebody's feeding trough and starts eating from it like a maniac. I'm like, okay, this dude has problem.
Who did that? Who did
That was
that?
me.
Arlen did that.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So
I was kind
Virginia
of
was
hoping
like,
Arlen would eat the bleach too, or drink the bleach.
Oh no, he's a very educated cultist. Well, he can at least read. No, you shouldn't put extremely dangerous on the label. Oh. Yeah, no, I did drink. I did drink a spiked drink once, but I just added narcotics in it myself.
Oh wow.
would have been more fun if Jonathan did that.
um
No,
mhm.
no, nothing.
Oh, okay. Panda, I see what you mean. There is a way to do it. We can also like keep a track of that, but if you follow the rules the way that we have them laid out, there's nobody's going to be really banned or something like that. Um because somebody doesn't like their story. We did add in at the beginning of the whole meeting, we went over some of the new changes to the rules, and one of it is if you don't you don't, there's like a not opt in kind of thing. Let me scroll back up. Compliance with demands is not required. Non-compliance is not opting into PvP. So when with the PvP rule, like that's not going to be something that people can get banned over, or like being reported because they're being an asshole. Like we know that there's going to be evil people, and but yeah, we're gonna take a look at that report and be like, it's part of the story. It's not going to be something that we're gonna say, no, you can't do that because it's not part of, it's a bad story. You just got to do it very carefully and by the rules. So
Panda's just looking for an excuse to be evil.
I don't bind evil people. It actually helps with progressing stories. Like people actually hate this person in the server, and it adds to the RP that people have.
And you can be evil without and be an asshole without just being an absolute dick to people. That's
Yeah.
that's kind of like the defining line. There's you can be that bad guy who believes in the bad shit and has this nefarious plot, without going and treating people shitty.
Right. I do understand. It's I'm gonna read this because people might not be able to see it or they're just listening to it. It's more people getting automatically shut down with conflict RP. That's one of the things that we have had experience with, and we do not tolerate is somebody shutting down PV or shutting down RP because it's like too much like conflict, too much conflict. Basically, don't do that. Give them a reason, like talk to them. Don't just like no, I don't want to have anything to do with you. You have to RP this out, and I understand exactly what you mean now, Panda. Sorry, I didn't get it the first time, but yes, don't shut down. Don't just end that RP just because you don't like how it's going. You have to give it a little time just to see, like, even if you just stand there and listen to them talk and talk and talk, just don't shut somebody down like that.
No, and I mean there are more smart ways to get out of a situation like that if you really are uncomfortable with that through RP itself. So
Mm-hmm.
Well, and sometimes the person won't even do anything in the end. Maybe they just that's their fun of their RP is capturing and scaring the living daylights out of you and then letting you go.
Yep.
I've had that happen to me.
And then sometimes you can just, like James did with Arlen and Jonathan, is like, turn to Jonathan, here, take this club. Then you can beat him over the head. Maybe he'll have some sense.
I don't know. I've pretty much stayed out of ARC PvP. My last experience was me alone holding off an Alpha tribe for about 6 hours, and I got bored.
Oh goodness.
Well, and that's the other thing is you can have the conflict without having to have the PvP.
Yeah.
Well, but then there's no bite behind the conflict.
There can be, like, we do, like,
well, I mean,
right now we have the PvP island. You could say, let's take this over there, like, let's go over to this location and we can just like finish this off. Or we do have a part of the rule set to where if there is PvP, you have to declare war, and it has to be agreed upon by two people, by the two tribes. We'll just put it that way. So, there is ways to actually follow through with the threats, but it has to be agreed upon by most or by all the people involved. Come across a situation, town area at the tables immediately upon entering. Character was at the tables and said hello. Yeah, that probably should not happen. Like, there should be no avoidance RP right now because we are out of that first week or so. Everybody should be not doing the avoidance RP.
yeah, I've had this happen to a friend of mine too. We were on RP first one season, and just because they were part of the tribe I was in, for example, they knew, oh yeah, those are those guys, so I don't even talk to these persons. Like, for example, this one tribe had like 10 plus people. So one of them takes my friend with to their place, want to introduce everybody, blah, blah, blah. So then this one dude that's like, in charge there, he looks at him, name plates him, of course, because he can see. And he's like, yeah, I don't got time. And then he went.
Yeah, we need to be a little bit more opening and inviting to more RP in the server. Everybody says that, I don't have any RP, there's no RP around. We'll go out and make the RP. Like, we were talking earlier that ever since we've opened up the breeding, there's been a lot less RP. So I think people just really need to get out of their comfort zone, go out and explore and find that RP. Talk on the radio, have a meeting place. I know that Gidget and Gaz have their bar. Go seek them out. Go, just get out of the barn and go to the bar. The nameplating, has it been bad so far? Like, give me your guys' honest opinion. Have you guys been nameplated a little bit too much, or
Not at all.
okay?
No, no, in
No,
here.
I haven't been.
I haven't run into anybody, but I only play when everybody's asleep. So
Okay. Just because if that's something that we need to like keep a reminder on, that's fine. Um,
there you go, the radio.
the radio. Okay, okay. Yeah, we went over that as well. Use only what your character would know. Things like that on the radio. No emotes, things of that nature. But
I always find the reaction so funny when somebody does a smiley. Then people will be like, "Oh, what's that sound?"
yeah, I do that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that the emotes are a thing that we try to discourage. We don't want those on the radio. So that was another thing that we went over before is no emotes on the radio. Don't know the difference between local and radio chat, because that kind of helps too. No, Peter, there is not, unfortunately. Unfortunately, we live in such an emote age that everybody emotes, and I miss the
And
good old
even
days.
if you turn them off, you can still, use the things you make the emote with. Everybody will know what it says.
Yeah.
uh,
Oh, that's alright, Asta. I wasn't sure if we met either. I couldn't remember.
Yeah, I feel like we talked the other day on the radio, but then I'm like, maybe we didn't. But luckily, being an old man character, how the hell would he remember half the time anyway, so.
Let's see. Any other questions, concerns? Like, I really want to hear your guys' opinion. Like, anything that's bothering you, get it out in the open. Just let me know.
Yeah, I got a question. Why does it rain so much?
Because it's the center. And if I could turn it off just for you, Garth, I would. Because I get tired of seeing you sit in your damn chair.
I don't like the rain.
Old man Klein hates shit as well. Especially when you have to listen to Garth all the damn time and complain about it. Fucking old man just like, God damn it, just shut the hell up, you little baby.
That's literally all I do. I just run around and bitch about the rain. And then
Yeah,
as soon
he
as it
does.
rains, I go home. And I say, fuck this, I'm going home.
Old man just like, oh, here we go.
Try being up on the shelf and it's all fog.
Ugh.
Before the end of the season, I'll show you where I live, and you'll take that statement back about the
Yeah,
fog.
like, there's only a few people that actually know where he lives, so.
I'm trying to think.
Yep.
I was gonna say something. I can't remember. So go ahead, Danny.
Oh, I was just gonna say the fog is so bad up there that sometimes you can't even fly.
I hate the fog so much. whenever I get ready to go somewhere, I feel like it always gets foggy. I'm like, nope, I'm not leaving until it's not here.
yeah, I had the same thing. Like if I would be on the ship and then all of a sudden the fog came in and it was like the white wall of death. It just you couldn't see shit. And I actually found a cure to it, and that's just taking all my starting options away. The start launch options. I had some in there from before, and I removed those, and now I can, see some mountains in the fog and stuff like that. So
Another option that's new is you can set your F1 and F2 buttons to be two different gammas. To where normal gammas, like I put 2, but then when the fog rolls in, I have mine set to like 0.9 or 1, to where it'll actually take away a lot of the fog effect for you.
mm.
I will show you a difference of that in public text. That's gamma 2, that's gamma 1. So I mean, it's not a
A
whole
lot
big
better.
difference, but it's something. That way you don't have to like lose all your launch options. But yeah, the fog is bad, as you see, Danny.
Isn't there a fog remover mod?
Yes.
There is, but
Yeah.
that would be an extra mod on top of the 18 we already have.
There's
And
always
as I
that.
recall, it doesn't work on the center.
Yeah, I don't think it does.
Yeah, the center, the fog, and the rain is hard coded into the map. So we even tried adding it into the game files and also through Nitrato's interface, and it still didn't work. So we're kind of like stuck with the fog. We have to make the best of the worst situation that we have. So
Speaking of mods, is there any chance we can get the tactical nuke mod?
Please. Garth would love that.
We'll see. We'll see.
If not, I think there's a catapult launch nuke mod too.
Yeah, I think there is.
That
If I
tactical
remember
nuke one
right.
has a tendency to crash servers.
Well, yeah, that's what it's for. That's how we reset the server when nobody else is awake. I'm offering ideas here.
Well, soon we're gonna have Luca to be able to go and then be able to reset the server because she's in Australia. She's 13 hours ahead of me, and I'm in Central Time. So she'll be able to do that. Code is Pacific Time, obviously, because everything is in code time. So he's awake during the day. I'm awake at night, so I can definitely take care of that unless Code is gone, which he will be gone next week for vacation. So I said earlier that you guys could go ahead and like at him in the general chat, just tell him to have a good time, that we miss him and things like that. So
I totally didn't do that.
also for those that just came in, I do want to let you guys know that I do spectate a lot during the nighttime when I'm working. It's just a way for me. I do spy. It's a way for me to, entertain myself throughout the night and to see what you guys are up to and see the bases that you guys have made.
That's why my eyes just fly up all the time.
I guess. I don't know.
They're like, what's here? What's here? I'm feeling a presence here. What's up?
If I could talk to you guys in like over chat, that would be great because I would scare the crap out of some of you guys.
Oh, I would love that. Virginia would just talk to the clouds for days.
I have noticed on the last map that occasionally when you're in spectate, the aberration shoulder pets will key onto the person in spectate being there.
Really?
It's
Yeah,
a glitch with that. It's a glitch with aberration.
Enemy, and there's nobody around.
Yeah, it's a glitch with aberration. They haven't hard coded it yet.
Yep.
It's not supposed to do that. Yeah, it's been around since aberration came out. If you're spectating, it detects you.
Yeah. I'm okay with you guys knowing I'm there.
Yeah. Did you say that you're hosted by Nitrado?
Yes, we are.
You can set the server to do auto updates and auto restarts when needed.
We do have the 2 set because it's just easier for us to do that. If we have to restart for a mod, we want to be able to we want to be able to update the server on our own terms. That way it doesn't give somebody like the 5-minute update, right? As they're doing something, we want to give at least a 30-minute warning before we do that.
Yeah, you can hard code it into the game ini rather than using Nitrados. It's a code sequence where it keeps on giving warnings for 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, but the server has to be a Windows box, not a Linux box.
I don't know any of that stuff. That's all code, and he takes care of the INI and anything that is technical because he does coding in real life. So that's all up to him. I let him do that.
Yeah, SKRP's got on there, they're not hard coded, but then's on a private box, not on a host.
Yeah. So
Nitrado's stuff kind of overwrites the hard coding at times.
Oh,
yeah.
they'll explain why people can't log onto my server at the moment. Then my community server for my streaming.
Yeah. But normally everybody tells us exactly when or what's going on. Like, hey, I can't get in. And then I go and check and there is a mod update and I'll go ahead and update the server. I think that's happened like once or twice and it's only been with S Plus. Last season, it never happened. So we never had to deal with that. But with S Plus, they're always constantly updating it, which is a good thing. For that mod. But ever since we, started using it, we've had a couple of updates, which has allowed us to auto update. So we like to give at least a 30-minute warning. That way people are able to get somewhere safe and, finish up what they're doing before logging out. So it's something that we don't want to automatically do because sometimes we want to do things a little bit more manual for right now. If and when we do grow a little bit more, we can definitely take a look at that and see. But I think Code likes how we have the 2 restart today, especially since they're only 12 hours apart. If something happens, we can restart the server manually in between that time. So
well, the thing with S Plus is it's going to be integrated into Vanilla Arc eventually, so that's why they're updating like crazy. And when that does, it's going to break Castle and Keep.
Yeah, well, Castle and Keep has not been updated for quite a while, and there was we talked about this the last meeting when we were telling everybody we're switching over to S Plus, is that it hasn't been updated, and Code actually reached out to the mod developer and he said that he doesn't know when he's going to be back to update the mod, or that there's not going to be any updates anytime soon. So
we know someone that used that
Yeah.
CKF, and it crashed every one of his servers, and he had to wipe them all just about 4 days ago. He signed on, and it's gone.
Mine's working fine as long as you don't do it excessively. It's fine. It does affect server FPS.
Yep, super high poly, just like S Plus.
Yeah, just like our S Plus, it does fuck about your server. Pardon language. I've got an ARC server and know how it acts. I have building restrictions on it now because it's getting too much. But yeah, it won't get updated until the code changes for S Plus. There's a code that'll change once it integrates into Arc fully, and it'll break it.
That's fun.
But it doesn't actually need. It might just need a recook. That's all it needs, just to get the code right.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Does CKF still have that weird bug where it, if you build a building like really high and then you take out the bottom floor, the rest of the building still stays there?
And so does S Plus.
It does if you've got your server coded to, have that sort of structure. You can turn that off, but you have to code it in.
S Plus does the same thing.
It's bugged.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter if you have
S
it
Plus
coded either way. You
it's
still have it where the ceilings act like foundations, and
foundations.
shit floats in the air.
Yeah, that's supposed to be just a code, but oh well. I haven't noticed that yet. I'll have to go around my server and check things later.
Well, that's with the Castle and Keeps, not S Plus. That you can remove the foundations and shit's still sitting there floating in the air.
Yeah, because of the game thinks that the ceilings are in fact foundations, and they are not foundations. So the mod might have a slight break in its own code in then.
So, any other questions, concerns, comments, ideas, anything to bring more RP to the server?
Well, nothing really. I mean, we have an idea up our sleeve that can make something to do, but other than that, no.
Don't we have a whole bunch of pirate ships on the server?
Can we have more pirate ships, or do we?
I thought we did. I thought we had a whole bunch of pirate ships on the server.
You got the I think you've got the
No, I mean, I
advanced.
thought people
raft.
actually had like made pirate ships. Those need to go sailing around and firing off cannons at random dinos. That'll give somebody something to do when you're in your barn. When you're in your barn breeding and you hear cannons going off.
Yeah, there's a slight issue with those as well. That if you build on a raft too big, it can also cause the server to, well, poop itself. Especially if it's a hosted server. Because you've got limitations with your RAM, the hard drive and that. Whereas if you've got your own box, you've got less limitations, but it's expensive. It's like $200 a month for a box. Private server farm in Canada.
Just so you guys know, Dad asked why he was being tagged for going out with smokes when he doesn't smoke.
You told us he was getting.
I don't even leave my desk to smoke. I smoke and stream. I don't care.
It was funny. He goes, "Why am I getting tagged for going out with smokes? I don't even smoke."
Look what you did, Lacey.
I know. Let's see what else.
But an event where we, where certain groups make a certain pirate ship and there's a certain time frame, and then battle it out with each other, that would be maybe fun to do.
Have to be small ships, apparently.
Yeah, well, that's fine. I mean, they just make sure they give us resources like this much wood, X amount fetch, X amount fiber, and you go at it.
I actually like that idea. That would be something.
And then you just put.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Then you just put it in an area where it's not too far spaced out, or just to make that work. And then it should be a lot of fun if people show up. That is.
Wait, do spikes have collisions on this server?
Spikes?
Spike walls?
I think so. Yes.
Oh, you can play bumper boats. Just load them up with spikes on all sides, and then.
Oh, the lag fest that is the spikes.
Speed.
Oh.
Is the lead Ciscus on the server, because that would be problematic.
No, we do not have those on the server.
No, none of the annoying dinos are on the server.
Thank God for no death fish. I hate that freaking thing.
Except for Theres.
There's actually a mod called Moby Dickless that makes the leads not attack boats unless they're attacked first.
I love that name though. How am I supposed to RP Captain Ahab with no leads? Gosh.
Yeah. Or you make an event as well, same idea, but then not, against each other, but rather who kills a certain animal, and then somebody just steers the animal, the big animal in the water, something like that.
Okay.
I didn't quite understand that. Can you explain that?
Well,
again?
basically, so everybody has a ship, right? And then there will be a so-called big dino in the water that can actually damage rafts and stuff. And then everybody on their own pirate ship has to try and kill that beast in the water. The one that wins, wins.
Oh, that's cool.
And then an admin, for example, Lacey, can then steer the animal in the water, and then make it sure it's even or let it go wild, whatever works.
For some reason, I was thinking, oh, okay, so she spawns in like a level 400 alpha squid in the middle of the boats and just lets it go to town.
Yeah, could be fun up. No.
I've been known to spawn in really high level alpha stuff.
Yeah, we did that last season and we all lost everything.
Ask him about the level 650 alpha T-Rex.
It shredded over 18 Rexes.
Wow.
All bred,
Breed it?
all
Oh
50,
All
my
bred.
god.
1,000 health, all 800, like 650 to 800 bite.
Well, yeah,
Shredded them.
You know, part of the problem with alpha creatures is that they heal with every bite.
Yep.
And when their damage is that high, they heal to full with every bite.
Well, no, it was bleeding. I mean, it was about half health I'd give it, and then it killed the first Rex, and from there, it was done.
It kind
Once
of
it ate that body.
spiraled out of control.
Shooting at it hanging off of a cliffside
Yeah,
with
you had
a
cliffhangers, you had
long
me
neck
running
and a
around screaming.
frickin' powerful shotgun.
Yeah, that was fun. We had our asses dangling off that cliff via grapple, trying to hit it with ascendant long rifles, and it's like, oh my god, I'm gonna die.
Y'all said the first one was bad. Like, it ended, like, super fast, and I was not prepared for, like, all of that. Everybody came together on the server and was like, yeah, we're gonna kill everything, and, like, 2 seconds later, it's like, well, that was a letdown. That was over. Like, okay, well, next time it's not gonna be so easy, guys.
I think
Notice I
did
not say I did not have fun during that. Okay?
Yeah, I never complained I lost all the Rexes. I had more
Yeah.
fun running around the battlefield with a broken leg trying to dodge an alpha Rex eating cake. That was the best part of my. Screw the Rexes, I can breed more.
God, I couldn't even imagine what Gidget would do in that situation. Obara is one thing, but Gidget. Oh, she'd be the one. She'd just be running around like crazy.
Explosions!
Oh, did they ever find
Oh
Obara?
yes, explosions!
Because Otto, like, literally flew the entire map looking while she probably wasn't even online.
Obara's gone. Obara
Okay.
is gone.
Because the
She
last
is
time
taken back to her homeland.
I interacted with anybody, they were like, "Hey, this person is missing," and I was like, "Okay, I'll help you find them." Because
Well,
Otto's a
Gidget
nice
was
goblin.
looking for you though because she heard you were a goblin and she was looking for her goblin friend.
I'm not just
So
a
she was
goblin. I'm
looking
the
for you.
best. Otto is best goblin. It's in the tribe name, so it has to be true.
Well, there's another goblin, so you're not the only one.
Zipping all over the map on your freaking brain farting, your little air sac guy. Diplocolus.
I love those guys. They're so awesome.
Yep.
They're really good for harvesting chitin pearls and black pearls. I've got like 500 something black pearls from being out for an hour.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and end the recording. We can still talk. I think we've covered everything that everybody needs to know. Give me about 2 hours and I'll have this uploaded and have everybody the link for anything that you missed in the beginning. Please be very, very very generous with your comments about how horrible this meeting has went, because I am so bad at this. I know, right? Oh,
It's fine. You got it done. It's done now.
yeah. We can all hang out, talk some more. Just let people keep on talking, because I like hearing you guys talk about different things. So, give me just a second, and I'll end this, and you guys can keep talking. I'll be back.
Yeah, you're always the most talkative person in my stream. It's nice.